And now, Journey to Success with Pete Asmus. Tonight, mindset to action steps and everything in between. We are about you, focusing on what you need to get to that next level. So get ready, get excited, because we are about to get started. From coast to coast, your host, Pete, the visionary pitbull, Asmus. All right, man. Welcome. Today is Sunday, June 1st. Man, I cannot believe it's already June 1st. Half of the year is now gone, man. Where did it go? It still blows me away that it is June 1st right now, 6/1. Half of the year is over. Are you where you wanted to be? And the chances are you're probably not where you wanted to be, right? And so my question to you would be, have you been writing down your goals? Have you been writing down where you want to go? Because if you're not telling yourself where you want to go, you're certainly never going to get there, right? So I want to welcome you guys real quick. It is Journey to Success. We do this every Sunday at 6 o'clock. My name is Pete Asmus. I'm going to be your host tonight and every Sunday night. I've been doing this for over a year now. I cannot believe that either. Every single Sunday night, I'm always here, 6 p.m. And in fact, we've now built this up. So we not only have Sunday nights, but we also have Monday nights, Tuesday nights, and Thursday nights. And we will be adding on a Friday night as well. So the way we're going to kind of roll this out is Sunday nights really kind of start off your week, right? It's all about setting up your goals. It's about setting where you want to go. It's getting your mindset right. All right. And then you move into Mondays. And Mondays is going to be bird dogging opportunity, because the reality is we're all looking for opportunities. So Scott Travis is going to be talking all about how to bird dog opportunities. And Scott is our asset acquisitions. He's our contractor, or he handles the contracting, all the physical side of our real estate. Scott is now in charge of. Ivan has now taken over all of the paperwork side. So now instead of Ivan just doing everything, right, and I'm doing the marketing in that, we've now got it so that Ivan is doing the paper side, Scott's doing the physical side, and I'm doing the marketing and the planning and that type of thing. So as we move this whole thing out, it's exciting for me. So Monday nights is going to be bird dogging opportunities. Tuesdays is going to be, or is still going to be, Experts Corner with Pete Asmus, where I'm interviewing a different expert every single week. And we're going over different things. This week, we're going to be talking to Justin Belthoen, and we're going to be going over, I think we're going to actually go over some Podio stuff. We're designing a whole training that's going to be able to be, it's going to be a video training, basically. And it's going to help you. And it's so weird, man, that yesterday I met the video professor, right? And so I was hanging out talking to him, and we were talking about the webinars, and he said, how do you do the webinars, and what do you do, and what's the pacing, and da-da-da-da-da. And we were kind of getting into it, and it was weird. And it's like, well, what do you sell? And I'm like, I don't sell anything. And it's weird because a lot of times people are confused by that, because my goal is to work with you guys. My goal for this call is all about taking us through this journey. What are the different things we need to do? And part of that for me was giving back. And that's actually what tonight's whole session is all about, is about giving back. And we're going to get into that later. But this is one of the ways that I give back, is every Sunday I give a webinar. I don't ask for anything. I don't ask for money. I don't pitch. I don't do anything. All I do is give on this call. That's it. And on Experts Corner, I don't ask for anything either. And so we've got Experts Corner. Then Thursdays, again, all these webinars are not pitch webinars. And all these webinars, there's nothing to sell you. It's all about showing you guys how you can engage with us, how you can interact with us. If you want to be a wholesaler for us, if you want to find properties for us, if you want to do rehabs with us, if you want to JV in that side and you want to do the physical side of it, jump on Monday's call. Get on the call with Scott Travis and go over that stuff. If you're interested in notes, if you're interested in the paper side of it, in structuring deals, and not that Scott doesn't do that. Scott does that as well. But it's funny, man. Our deals now, they go in through Scott. He checks them out, makes sure that the numbers, at least on the rehab and everything, are correct. Once they pass him, they shoot through to Ivan. Ivan corrects and goes over everything and makes sure all the money works. And then it goes back to Scott again, right? So I can see how a lot of people would be interested in one side and how people will be interested in another. For me, my big thing is I love to impact people. I want to get you to take action. I want to get you to start thinking differently. I want to get you to realize, and for me, I think this is the hardest part. I mean, in all honesty, mental, it's 95 or 90% of it mental. The strategy is 10%, man. I don't care what you say, it's reality, because there are always going to be different strategies. Why is it that some people are successful in a strategy and some people aren't, right? And I'm going to tell you that I think a lot of the reason, there are people that let everything get in their way. There are people that, look, this happened, that happened. They've got excuse after excuse after excuse. And I'm going to tell you right now, until you learn that excuses don't mean anything, until you learn that excuses only limit you, until you learn that, look, it doesn't matter what happens. It literally doesn't. You guys need to start understanding that the reality is, look, you could get less sleep. You can get less time with your family sometimes. You can get less of this, less of that. But the reality is, until you start making it so that nothing can get in the way of you reaching your success, you're not going to reach it. You're not going to attain that goal. You're not going to, man, the lighting is so bad. It's like freaking me out. And if I do this, then it's blinding the hell out of me. So I don't know what to do here. Okay, well, that was even worse. I just want to make it so it's not, man, I'm sorry. I can't even, I wish I would have never touched it now. I just want to make this so that, man. Okay, so I can't really tell if I'm blinding or not, because I feel like I've just been looking in the sun for about 5 minutes now, so my eyeballs feel burned. But I'm doing what I can to make this work for you guys. If this is a little light, I'm sorry. But I'm not going to mess with this thing anymore. I'm not touching it. I'm going to let it lay. All right. So back to what we were talking about. The reality is, so many people want to let different excuses get in the way of where they're going. And I realized this week, and especially yesterday, man, listening to the video professor talk, right? Listen to John Sherrick. And he was saying how when he was doing that, and look, if you guys, any of you guys that are over, man, 30, 40, you should know who the video professor is, right? The guy, he would sit at his desk and he was always like, do you want to know how to get better at Word? Would it be better, right? And he'd have the little disc here, and he'd show you the disc, and he'd say how you'd get this and get that, right? And if you want to get better at Word, call me at 888-570-7464, and I'll send you a free video on how to do this, right? He said he was spending $2 million a month on advertising. Now, the reason that this is important is because before all of this happened, he had one time where he walked in, and there was tape across the doors from the IRS. He fixed that problem, and there was tape across the doors from the landlord. And it wasn't until, like, I think 3 or 4 months after that happened that all of a sudden they figured it out. It hit, and it just went nuts, and it was like no turning back from there, right? But it wasn't until he figured it out. He didn't give up, though. You guys, how many of you guys would have stopped and went, well, holy crap, if the IRS is freaking out, if they've just shut us down, all of our employees saw that, I'm so embarrassed. Now what? Now I'm going to stop. Now I'm going to stop moving forward. Now I'm going to quit. How many of you guys would let that take you out? Or how many would fix it and go, man, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm going to make it no matter what. There's a passion behind people when they see the reality of what they can achieve. And so we really want you guys today to focus on the fact that, look, you guys are here. You're here listening. That is awesome. Now it's going to be time to take some kind of action, right? You've got to do something to go somewhere. All right. I don't get it, man. I haven't talked at all day today. And all of a sudden, the moment I start talking, I've got like completely dry mouth. And it's like, I feel like all I got to do is drink water. Like my mouth just went instantly dry. So I want to get real quick. This This chapter today is chapter 8. It's on Force Your Dreams into Reality. It's the ebook I wrote. You guys can go and get that book. It's absolutely free. Go to c2cria.com. Right there on the right side, you'll see download my ebook. You can click that link and download the ebook. This is chapter 8. So the reason I came up with Journey to Success is I wanted to sit here and go through the different chapters of the book and kind of explain them, right? Tell you why I wrote them, and give them a little bit more life. In the interim, I'm almost done writing my second book now. The first book, Force Your Dreams into Reality, is 40 pages. So it's really short. Every single one of you guys can read this tonight. It would not be that difficult. The problem is the moment you read it, it's going to amp you up because it's like a workbook, but it's a workbook for your mind. It starts showing you the possibilities. I've had a lot of people read it, and most of the response that I got back was, it was great. It was the what I need to do, but how do I do it? Like, I get it. I need to have passion. Okay, well, how? How do I have passion? And so I started realizing, okay, I've got to answer that question now. I've got to answer the how. And so questions are the key to unlocking your reality, and focusing through the fears. The second book, it's already at 90 pages, and I haven't even done any of the formatting for the book at all yet. So I'm really excited about that. I've already final proofed the first 4 chapters. I'm working on the 5th chapter and 6th chapter right now. So as soon as we get that done, that'll be pretty awesome too. And I plan on actually printing this book. So instead of it just being an ebook, I'm going to make it an actual, you can hold it in your hand type of book, because that's the next level of what I want to take my life to, right? But you've got to write these things down. You've got to envision them to make them happen. And so the reason I'm saying that is because sometimes you've got to be willing to shatter who you are for who you want to become. Now, I put this slide here because I really want you guys to understand the level of commitment that I take my life to. What you guys are looking at is my van's front window, all right? And that is actually right over the driver's side, all right? I put go make something happen over my driver's side window, so when I'm driving, I can see that. It's in my car, it's in my van, it's everywhere. Because I wanted to make sure that I always was willing to go make something happen. When I got tired, when I thought, you know what, I'm done, whatever, I look at that and then I think, man, I'm not done. This isn't what I want out of my life. I do want more. I want more things. I want to get farther. I want to go farther places, right? And if I want that out of life, I've got to be willing to give more. You guys, so many of you guys get overwhelmed and you guys throw up your hands. I'm overwhelmed. I'm done. Man, God, rejoice. Like, get excited when you guys get overwhelmed. Get excited when you get overwhelmed. The reason is because when you are overwhelmed, it means you're growing. When you're overwhelmed, you're taking on more. If you're always comfortable, you're not getting outside of your comfort zone. You know why you know what overwhelmed means? It means you feel like you're getting out of control. Overwhelmed means you don't know everything that's going on. Overwhelmed means that there's things that you don't know. And it means it's time to step up. It's time to step up your game. It's time to get into action. And look, it doesn't matter if you want to be an entrepreneur. It doesn't matter if you want to be a real estate investor. It doesn't matter if you want to work for somebody else. Like, in all honesty, all that, it doesn't matter to me. I want to help you get to the next level of you. Everybody's in a different space. Everybody's in a different spot, right? But at some point, you guys got to be willing to put your place, put them right out there on the side, just shove them over, wipe off your eyes, right? Get it out, and then move forward. Move forward and act like you're going to somewhere. Act like you're going to something. You know what I mean? So, let's see. Where are we going to go from here? Next, we're going to go to the challenge. So the reason I came up with the challenge is because I wanted you guys to start learning to write down your goals. I realized that when I came up with go make something happen, I got people moving in a direction, right? I got everybody going, but it was like everybody's doing the hokey pokey, going forward, back. It's like you're getting excited, the shiny object syndrome. So we needed to focus everything down. And so that's why I came up with the challenge, because I wanted you guys to see what you wanted, to see where you wanted to go, to stop running in 50 different directions and start running in one, right? And so the challenge is super easy. All you do is you write down 5 goals. in each section here, right? So you're going to have a community, a business, and a personal. And all you do is you write down 5 goals in the present tense affirmative, which means that you're going to write them down like, instead of saying, I want to, I don't know, go to Africa. I want to go to Africa. It would be more like, I've been to Africa and it was awesome. And Paul, I'm sorry if this sounds pitching because I'm not selling anything. So I don't know why it would sound pitchy. So you want to make sure that when you write down the challenges, you tag the 21-day challenge. And the reason is there's a ton of people already in this challenge. I think it's something like 200 or 300 people now. We've even created a Facebook page for it so that people can go in there, they can write their challenges or write their goals and put them up. And the goal, the point of this is to show you that a lot of times you guys feel like if I put my goals out there, it's a scary thing, right? I've heard 3 different reasons why people really don't want to put their goals out. 1, I don't think it's anybody else's business. Okay. Well, if it's nobody else's business, how is it that anybody can help you get where you want to go? If it's nobody else's business, what your goals are, how can they help you achieve them? If you're going to be the guy that's over there in the corner doing everything by himself, your goals are going to suck. They can't be very good because you're going to need more than just you to attain them. If your goals are worth anything, if they're any kind of real goals, they A, can't be done by you, and B, can't be done in a day. So you need to write big things out there, right? I have $10 million in the bank, $5 million in the bank, whatever, $100,000 in the bank, whatever is big for you right now, right? So you start writing down your goals. Now, the other thing I've heard, well, I'm afraid people are going to make fun of me by what I write down. I'm afraid that people are going to judge what my goals are. I get that too. And if you're worried about somebody judging your goals, how are you going to have the strength and character to go after them? If you say, I want to be a firefighter or I want to be an astronaut, right? I want to be an astronaut. And you're worried about everybody making fun of you because there aren't that many astronauts. You're never going to attain that. If you say, I want to be a gold medalist and you're worried about people making fun of you, believe me, people are going to make fun of you. So get past that. If people make fun of you and they don't support your dreams, get rid of them. There's no point in having them around. There's no point in having them in your life. If they're not helping you, they're hindering you. There's enough difficulties in life. You don't need to add to it. And neither does anybody else in your life. So the reality is get past it, move past it, and go forward, right? Business goals. And then, okay, wait. And then there's a third way. The third thing that I've heard is I don't want to put my goals out there because I'm afraid of what might happen, right? That I'm afraid of it coming true. And I know that that's a reality. There's a lot of you guys that are afraid that what if it does happen? What if I do flip a house? What if I do get a house under contract? Then what? Now I'm confused. Now I don't know what to do, right? So you've got to let go of being afraid of succeeding too. And just start writing down your goals. Look, we know all the time that out of sight is out of mind. So if out of sight is out of mind and we put the goals out of our sight or we put the bills out of our sight or whatever out of our sight, then the reality is if we put the things in our sight, they're in our mind, right? We're focusing on those things. And you want to focus on where you want to go. So I want to make sure that you realize mindset is 100%, 90% of what we're doing. It just is. It's all about getting out there. The strategies, that part's easy. And then I forgot there was one other webinar too that we're going to be bringing in, which is going to be called Women in Real Estate. And I think that that's another area where there's a lot of lack of information. I think that there's a lot of women that are scared to get into real estate. They're worried about how they'll be treated, how they'll be handled or whatever. And so I want to create a webinar that'll be done, hosted by Scott's wife. And she's awesome. She does a lot of stuff in real estate. She's got a landscaping company. She's worked with Scott for a lot of years. And and then I'm also thinking possibly of rotating the host as well. So maybe she does 2 weeks and then I bring in other co-hosts. But I don't feel like there's a lot of, I don't feel there's a big presence out there for women. So I want to create that within our group as well. So we're going to have all 5 of those webinars will be happening. Okay. Now, getting past this, this is the part you just go to the challenge, join it. Super easy again. Explains it all. And then are you ready to take your life? Now, goals. I'm going to tell you right now, if you guys want to start kind of focusing down your goals, write your goals. Goals are the blocks that support your success. By having goals, you have direction, right? So write down a 12-week goal and then support it with an 8-week goal and then a 4-week goal and then a 2-week goal, right? And then a 1 week. And then that way you're moving backwards. Like for instance, let's say you wanted to wholesale a property. So maybe your goal was wholesale a property within 8 weeks, 12 weeks. And so maybe by the 8th week, you want to make sure that you've wholesaled the property, right? Which gives you another 4 weeks for whatever contingencies could happen. So that means by the 4th week, you want to have something under contract, which means by the 2nd week, you've got to have offers out, right? You've got to have an accepted offer. So the idea of the goals of especially this type of thing is that you break it up into chunks. You take it so that it's not so overwhelming, right? Because again, I can't tell you how important goals are. I mean, they just are. They've changed everything that we've done. And the biggest reason that I can say this is because a year ago, actually, now that I think about it, we're in June. So a year ago, I wrote down on my first, when I started writing down my goals, I wrote down, I want to be on the radio 5 days a week live. And in December, on December 1st, we went on Bloomberg 5 days a week live. And so I had realized that if I wouldn't have written those goals down, I wouldn't have got there. See, the other thing was when I wrote down the goal, I didn't even know anything about radio. I didn't know who to call. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know any of that. And I had wanted to do it for, I don't know, 2 years now, but I hadn't done anything about it. It wasn't until I wrote it down. It wasn't until I put it into my mind and then started making it real that I started doing things about it, like calling people, emailing people. And then they didn't get back to me. And I was like, well, man, this is crazy. How can this be that difficult? And then I just figured I'd start calling radio stations. And so that's what I did. But see, I had to have a goal first. I had to know where I wanted to go in order to go get that. And that is, if I'm selling anything, that's what I'm selling. That you need to write your goals. That if you want to change your life, you need to start writing your goals and start focusing which direction you're going to be going in. All right. Now, most of us think, what do I mean? You know what? I love this picture too, because it cracks me up. We think, what do you mean change? Change is scary. It's scary for a lot of people. It's scary because we don't know what's on the other side of change. We don't know what to expect. And that's why I think that the biggest thing that scares us, that biggest fear is the unknown. It's the unknown of, if I do this, what will happen? Because I know what happens when I do this. The question is, do you like what's happening with what you've been doing? Do you like the results of your life? Do you like where you're at? Because where you're at as a result of the actions you've done in the past, right? They're not a direct result of what you're doing right now, unless you walk up to somebody and punch them in the face. Then yes, those what's about to happen is going to be a direct response of what you just did, right? But otherwise, if you look at the kind of car you have right now, that's based on actions you took in the past because of the money that you had. Everything, everywhere, the house you live in, everything is all a direct result of what you've done. So if you don't like the result, change what you're doing. And a lot of times I'll hear, well, it's, look, man, I don't want to do that because that just means I'm going to have to get less sleep. That means I'm going to have to do less of this or I'm going to get less of that. Yeah, it's going to mean you're going to have to sacrifice. And sacrifice means sacrificing things that you like doing. It doesn't mean sacrificing things that you don't like doing. Sacrifice doesn't mean you take the worst thing in your life and then you're going to sacrifice it. And now your life's going to be amazing. No. Why would you think that? That's the same thing as you guys sitting there watching TV at 1 o'clock in the morning and some guy's on the radio going, or a TV going, look, in 3 days, you can work 2 hours a day and you're going to be an instant millionaire. And you believe that. When you know that's BS, you know that there's no possible reality. Look, if it was that easy, right? If it was that easy, why isn't everybody doing it? There's people tell you, hey, there's this great product. All you got to do is buy this product and your life will change. It'll all of a sudden change. Bullshit. Your life is not going to change by the product. Your life is only going to change when you change it. It's only going to change when you start thinking differently. The best product in the world, the best computer in the world is useless if you don't know how to use a computer. So the best motivation in the world, again, right? What does Les Brown say? That the cemetery is the richest place in the world, because it's where all of the great ideas went to die. It's where everybody that didn't go for it. It's where everybody that thought they weren't good enough. It's where everybody that thought that their idea wasn't a great idea, they let them die. And the reality is, your ideas could be amazing. They are amazing, but you're not letting them get out. You're not fully going for it because you get scared. You pull back, right? So there's got to be a time when you guys start going, look, how much time do you have left? How much time do you have left to wait? How much time do you have left to wait for anything? I mean, seriously, you have no idea what would happen tomorrow driving to work. Yet we'll go tonight, and instead of doing work, right, instead of doing something we know that can get us further in life, that can get us further to where we want to go, instead of that, what do? We watch TV, we hang out, we goof off, right? We mess around. It doesn't matter because, hey, tomorrow's going to be fine. I'm 20 years old. I'm 25. I'm whatever. And the reality is you don't know what you have left. So act like it's a gift, right? Like they say, right? That's why it's called the present. Act like it's a gift. Utilize everything. Ask yourself a few questions every day. I ask myself seriously every day when I get up. The hardest thing for me to do is get up in the morning. And on Friday, I had to get up at like 4 a.m. so that I could go work out and then go to David Fagan's Icon Boot Camp. And so that we could record from there. But it was like an hour and a half away. So it's like I had to go do my cardio. Then I had to go jump in the car, get dressed, go there. And I realized that every morning, the reason it's hard to get up when it's hard is because I start giving myself options. I start basically bartering with myself, right? And I start going, okay, if I sleep in for another 4 minutes, if I sleep in for another 10 minutes, if I sleep in for another whatever, right? And the reason I went back to the slide is because I have to change back up my mindset and go, look, man, what do I want out of life? What do I want? Do I really want the things that I'm writing on my goals every morning? Or is that just me writing them down? Because if I'm ready to take my life seriously, then I have to understand.
Winning is not a sometime thing. It's an all the time thing. You don't win once in a while, and you don't do things right once in a while. You do them right all the time. Winning is a habit. It's a habit.
Right? So winning is a habit. That's Vince Lombardi. If winning is a habit, that means everything in our life is a habit. You want to be successful? It's a habit. You know what? Where you're at is from the habits that you currently have. If you don't like where you're at, stop doing the shit you're doing right now and start changing your habits. Start changing what you're doing. Start changing the efforts that you're putting in. Start expecting more from you. Start expecting more from yourself. How many times do you guys go through life and you go, it'll be okay. Whatever. It's okay. Whatever. I don't care. I don't really care. Really? You don't really care about your life? Because that's exactly how you're acting. You're acting like you don't care. You're acting like it doesn't really matter. You're acting like, it'll be okay. It won't be okay. Guess what? Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody's going to come down. There's no magic bullet. There's no red pill. There's no anything that's special except you. You're the only thing in this whole thing that's special. And the worst part is most of the time, the people that really think that are down, they're listening to me going, I'm not special. I mean, maybe he is, maybe she is, but I'm not special. And you're exactly who I'm talking to. You are special. There are amazing things in all of us. What you need to start doing is thinking outside of the box. Think outside of what the norm is. Stop looking at trading things as in money. Start looking at things as what can you do? What can you offer? You want to learn how to do notes better? Offer the best guy doing notes in your area. Offer to help them in any way they need. Do you need me to take your dry cleaning? Do you need me to wash your car? Do you need me to type up letters? Like, what can I do to help you? Believe me, you go to somebody that's doing their thing and start asking those things. And if they say, oh, don't worry about it. Okay, great. Next day, come back, ask them again. No, it's all good. Okay, great. Next day, come back, ask them again. You guys give up too easy. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, sometimes we get sick of dealing with people who keep wasting our time. And so the first time you ask, we may say no because we want to see, do you have resilience? Are you going to, if a customer says no to you, are you going to take that and go? Right? What about if you're going and you're looking at a property for us? And so they're saying they want to be at 300, but for us to pull the trigger, we've got to be at 260. Are you the type of person that's going to say, all right, we'll find that and turn around and walk away? Because then not only did you waste our lead, you wasted your time, you wasted their time. So you need to start learning that, golly, man, if I want something, I'm going to go out and get it. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to go out and make it happen. I'm not going to wait for other people to make it happen. I'm not going to wait for mom and dad. I'm not going to wait for my family. I'm not going to wait for the boss. I'm not going to wait for insert whoever the hell you want to insert, but you're not going to wait for them anymore because you're done. You're done. You're done thinking the way you think. You're done doing the things that you do. If you want to have a different life, stop living the life that you're living. I mean, man, I wish I could explain this to you guys because I feel like, man, sometimes you don't understand. It's a switch. You guys are getting on, and instead of literally jumping off the cliff and lighting up the bridges behind you, you guys step out on the bridge and then you come way back and you're like, all right. I've got 1 foot on this bridge and I've got 1 foot on the land, right? So I'm cool now. And the thing is, you're not cool. You're not cool because it's just like when somebody goes, I'm going to quit smoking, right? I'm going to quit smoking and I'm going to quit smoking. Great. That's awesome. Let's quit smoking. Oh, well, I'm not. I mean, tomorrow. I mean, next week. I mean, I quit and then I started again because it was really hard. Like, you don't understand how hard it was. Oh, I see. So you mean you're going to do things right up until they get hard. And then at that point, you're going to stop, right? That's what you're saying. That's where your line is. Where is your line? Where's your line of self-value? That's the biggest question that you have to start asking yourself. You know, the reality is you can lie to me all day long. You can lie to your parents. You can lie to your wife. You can lie to your husband. You can lie to your kids. You can lie to your friends. You can lie to everybody. You can even lie to yourself. But you're never going to get where you want to go until you start being honest. Until you start looking at your life and going, look, okay, what am I willing to do? And I'm going to start today by stopping using certain words. I'm going to stop saying I'm going to try to do things. I'm going to start doing them. I'm going to stop saying that I should do this because look, we could should all over ourselves, right? You should do this. You should do that. You should do this. Change that. If you should do it, you know it's going to help you and you know it's going to get you farther towards your goal, then you must do it. Must, not should. But you guys, and start focusing. This is why we're talking about the goals, because you can't have 15 different goals that are all dealing with different strategies, right? And you're going in 15 different directions because you're never going to get very far. You can't, you got to move this one and then 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 this one. And then by the time you get back over here, this one's already come back too. So you're not even keeping up with where you're going, right? You're going backwards at this point because you've got so much stuff going on and you're not focusing anything and you're forgetting things. You need to become more organized in your life, more organized in your thoughts, more organized in your direction. When all of that comes to play, your life becomes it starts to harmonize, right? It starts to move in the same direction. And Stephen Memel, who was at the event yesterday, well, both days actually, and he's one of the performance coaches. He was a performance coach for Drew Barrymore. He was a performance coach for Justin Long, who was, or Joshua Long, Justin Long, whoever was Alvin on Alvin and the Chipmunks, for Adam Levine, right? And he was showing people, and he said, look, I want two people, and he brought two big guys up and he had a chair. And he put one of them on one side of the chair and one on the other, right? And he told them to push as hard as they could in opposite directions. And what do you think happened? Do you think the chair went anywhere, right? No, but a whole bunch of energy, a whole mess of energy going into this one location, right? But doing nothing. Doing absolutely nothing. And then once he put them both on the same side and told them to go, right? They would have blown through the wall. So the question is, what are you doing right now in your life? Are you at odds with yourself? Are you looking like, again, when you look at your goals, when you write them down, do you say, I want to make $1 million and then I want to give everything away? Are they conflicting? Right? Because sometimes we have that problem too. The reason we're not getting where we want to go is because we're looking, it's like going, I'm a vegetarian, but I want to own a cow farm. Well, that doesn't really make sense. So make sure that whatever you're doing falls in line. Again, we went through all the chapters, right? Passion, belief, strategy, right? We talked about values. You've got to make sure that whatever you're going after, it falls into those values, that it fits in your mold, that you want to do it, that you're passionate about doing it. When I was at this event, every single person that I talked to, the only thing I focused on was what could I help them do? It wasn't about me. It was about them, right? Now, it's kind of funny because sometimes it takes a lot of work to find out what you can do to help them. And you got to ask a lot of questions, and it's what do you want to do? I had a few people come up to me and they wanted to get into real estate. It's like, okay, well, what do you want to do in real estate? Like, I've got a ton of connections. I can help you in 100 different ways. I need a little bit of guidance on how I can help you from you, right? I need to know what you want. And if you can't articulate in 1 minute what you want out of something, man, you need to start really focusing on what you want. I'll tell you, any of my guys doing the goal challenge, if I would have said that to them right off the top, man, they would have been telling me exactly what they wanted, what they needed. They'd know what they needed. And so this is why I'm asking you guys. For those of you that aren't doing the challenge, it's free. It doesn't cost anything. It's all about, again, we wanted to give back. We wanted to help people move to the next level of their life. I understand the fact of this. There are, let's say, 20% of the people that come to RIA clubs and that come to webinars and that come to this have money, right? Then there's 80% that don't. Now, most everybody focuses on that 20% that have money. For me, I was like, look, there's a huge group of people that nobody's even looking at. They don't even care because they don't get money from them right now. But I don't need the money right now. What I need is I want to build a legacy. And to build a legacy, that takes time, which means I've got to put things in and build people that will be with me for a long time. How do I do that? I don't do that by bringing in people that have money that don't need any help. I do that by bringing in people that need help and fulfilling that help. I do that by people that don't know what they're doing. And we're able to give them a direction. We're able to give them an opportunity, right? Look, help us find houses. These are what they look like. Well, they may make 500 to 1,000 to 5,000, depending on what it is, what they're finding. And so it's like all these different opportunities. I had somebody going, man, I've got to go get a job. And they were frustrated. And I said, look, I've told you 5 times ways that I can help you, but you're not doing anything about that. And now they have, right? And now they're seeing results. In fact, we almost closed on a property that was $1.1 million. We were like a day late. And all honesty, not even a day late, probably like a few hours late. But we had to look at the property. And the last thing we're going to do is jump into obviously something that would get us in trouble, right? So sometimes you're going to lose deals from being cautious. But at the same time, I'm okay with that because I'm not going to jump into everything and then make a mistake, right? So what do you learn? What are you doing, right? So that's why we did what we did. That's part of why we give back, or that is why we give back. That's why I give back. And another reason is, My son had brain cancer when he was 5 years old, and now he's 14 and he's all good. My daughter has alopecia. She got that at 5 years old. So there's a lot of negative things that have happened in my life, right? But all they both wanted to ever do was give back. My son started growing his hair. The moment he could grow it, he started growing his hair and giving it to Locks of Love. Haley is now starting a charity called Size and Age Doesn't Matter. Everyone can impact, to focus on giving back to kids. And I just did a video today with her, having her talk about what she actually wanted to do. And she wants to have a circus event. And so we're going to create a circus event in December. And the day after that event happens, we're going to go to a hospital to go see a bunch of kids. And so I'm going to plan that all out. And that way, the people that come to the circus event, we're going to ask if they want to come with us the next day to the hospital to encourage the kids and give away presents. And we're going to do that in December of this year. And that's cool for me. And I'm sharing that with you because that's my daughter at 6 years old writing down goals, making goals happen, right? So if she can do it at 5, yeah, she has my help, but again, she's 5. I asked her questions. I didn't answer her questions for her. You can watch the video. It's on YouTube. It's on, I believe it's on my Facebook page too. But it's about helping people. It's about giving back. And if I could be proud of anything as a parent, right, it would be that my 5-year-old and my 6-year-old want to start their own charity. They want to start giving back right now. And I started writing that in my goals maybe a month and a half ago. And then I just kind of evolved it and I started writing down the words and then I started writing down the name of it. And then I got the domains because I wasn't sure if it was going to be everyone impacts or everyone can impact, but it looks like they're looking at everyone can impact more. And I haven't done anything. I haven't built a website, nothing. I mean, those don't go anywhere. I'm realizing that I'm gonna have to build a page about alopecia on PeteAsmus.com. And it's just like, I'm starting to see how more things fit together. And because of my daughter having alopecia and because of my son who had cancer, I'm looking at ways that I can empower them, right? I can change their life. And so yesterday I started with Haley saying, alopecia is awesome. Bald girls rock. That is her now signature line that she says when she gets off of her videos every morning. And I'm doing that because I'm drilling that into her head. Think about that. If she grows up and the only 2 things she ever really feels to the core of her is that alopecia is awesome and that bald girls rock, due to the fact that she has alopecia universalis and she is going to be bald for her life, that's about empowering them. That's teaching them. That's having them right there. She wrote the goal that she wanted to start a charity. She wrote the goal that she wanted to give back and go to children. It wasn't me telling him to go to a children's hospital or go to hospital. I didn't bring that up at all. I mean, in fact, Shannon and I even talked about it and we were like, probably not the best idea to bring them because I don't want her to get scared and she gets to, connected to one of those kids and then they pass away, right, from cancer or something. And now she's like really devastated. But at the same time, I can't hold her back from that. If that's what she wants to do, if she said that now, I'm going to let it happen because I think she can do so much good. And you never know. She might actually give somebody the ability to make it. She might give somebody the ability to move on, to fight harder. She might make a connection. And because of that connection, that child feels loved and feels that a connection with her. I don't know. I mean, I'm just making things up right now because I literally don't know. I'm just creating a reason behind it. A what if. We always do that, don't we? We do the what ifs. But most of the time we do what ifs of the bad stuff. We always do, well, what if this happens? Well, what if that happens? But it's always negative. Start what ifing your life in a positive. What if they did do this? What if they did keep their word? What if my child did do their homework? Start expecting great things from your life instead of expecting bad. So many times we expect the bad to happen. We expect the bills to be in the mail. We expect this person to lie to us. We expect this person to yell. We expect all these different things, right? But we never expect anything great. We expect everything bad. So I want you to put your my expectation guy that's here, the bad guy, right? And we're going to go ahead and launch him right over there. He's done into little tiny pieces. And we're going to launch this. We're going to start taking our fears, right? And launch them. We're going to start taking our obstacles, launch them. We're going to start taking our anything that's holding you back, right? Your excuses, launch them. All of it. Grab all that garbage that is holding you back right now and launch it. Just get it out of here. There's no reason to keep it in your life because it's not doing you any good. So get on track with what it is that you want to do. Get on track with what it is that you want to see. Write your goals and start giving back. You don't have to have everything right now to give back. You don't have to have your life in order to get back. Because the chances are, if you're listening to me, you've got a phone, you've got a computer, right? You've got a house, you're living somewhere. You're not homeless. How hard would it be for you to make a sandwich and get a bottled water and take it to somebody homeless and just give it to them? Hey, I just wanted to make you something to eat. Here you go. How hard would that be? And I'll bet 10 to 1, you guys know where somebody is out begging for money, begging for food, begging for something, right? So I'm going to challenge you to this. This week, give away 2 lunches. 2 lunches this week. Just go somewhere, make an extra lunch at home, make a sandwich, get a bottled water, and a banana, something, and go down to a park, find a homeless person and give them a lunch. Just say, hey, I just wanted to tell you you're appreciated. I just wanted to tell you that you are awesome. Think of the impact that you could start doing if you did that every day, right? Just made 1 extra sandwich Monday through Friday and gave it away. In fact, I'm going to start doing that every day. I'm going to give away a sack lunch. I'm going to reach out and do something different because I want to impact the world. I keep saying I want to impact the world. So that's what I'm going to start doing. If you want to do it too, do it. Take a picture, post it up on Facebook. I'm going to start using the hashtag, what do we call it? Lunch bag, C2C lunch bag challenge, lunch bag challenge, lunch challenge. What do you guys think? Help me out here and just come up with some hashtags that we can do this with by the end, and we will check it out. All right. Okay. So with that, the first step was the reason was you. When you're going after, look, the reason you want to be successful is for you. It's for you. Okay. Now you may say, yeah, but I got kids. I got it. I got you. You got kids. But let me tell you right now, you need to do this for you. If you're doing it for anybody else, it won't end up lasting. So when I talk about, look, you've got to have passion, it's got to be something you're passionate about, not something that somebody else is passionate about and telling you that you need to be passionate about. Because it won't work if you're not passionate. If you're not passionate about it, when it gets hard, you're going to stop. If you're not passionate about it, when it gets difficult, you're going to stop. If you're not passionate about it, when it's 4:00 in the morning, you're not getting up. You're going back to bed. All right. I'm going to have, I was talking to somebody that wrote a book and she was a figure skater coach, right? And her whole book is, it's all about the fact of figure skating. And I started realizing all these different people that I met that wrote books, right? That all the empowerment books, they're all almost the same. It's all about passion. It's all about believing in yourself. It's all about asking the right questions, right? It's just we package them differently. But in any field, I don't care if you're an electrician, I don't care if you're a figure skater, and I don't care if you're the president or CEO of a company. The reality is, to get to success, it's still going to take the same thing. You're going to have to be passionate about what you are, whether you're windsurfing or whether you're playing basketball, right? When Michael Jordan was cut from the team, he didn't go home and cry and just give up. He went home, cried, and practiced 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 and practiced. So how many of you guys do that? They talk about, God, what is his name? I think it's Ricky Mullins. I'm not sure. He was one of the first skateboarders, though. He did all the skating on the ground, right? And that guy he was from Florida. He used to stay up till like 3 o'clock in the morning, and he had his dad make him a square concrete thing that he could practice on. He put these lights over it, right? And okay, what is going on? Now I've got people talking again. Okay. And so, man, this is awesome. There's like 65 people on here right now. So he so he practiced over and over and over again, right? And the cause of that was he ended up being one of the revolutionaries in skateboarding. What is it that you're willing to stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning doing? I'm willing to stay up till 3 o'clock. Stay up till 3 o'clock. And man, what in the hell is wrong with me? I am willing to stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning doing marketing. I love marketing. I love connecting emotionally with people. I love creating an emotional trigger, right? Creating a meme that reaches down and just grabs you, creating a video and putting it together. I love the experience. I love taking somebody on an experience. That's why I do the videos. That's why I do what I do, right? That's why I have these things. I mean, right? Let's think about this for a second. That's why I have all of the sound effects. It's because I care about the experience being fun, being cool, being different. I don't want to be the same. I want to stand out, right? So what is it that you want to do? Where do you want to go? What do you want to get out of life, right? Do you believe that you can get there? You've got to believe it. If you don't believe it, hell, nobody else is going to believe it. So you've got to be your biggest fan. You've got to see it within you. And you've got to want it more than anything, right? And if you say, I want money more than anything, that's not what you want, I promise you. Nobody's at home throwing money up in the air and looking at it and playing with it and lighting it on fire. We're not doing that. What you want is what it can get you. You want a bigger house. You want a bigger car. You want a nicer vacation. You want, more things for your kids. You want all of this other stuff, but it's not actually money that it is that you want. So start looking at what you want, because a lot of times it may be more time with your family. And the reality is you may have all the time that you need with your family right now, but you're chasing something and you don't realize that what you want is right in front of you. That's why you write down your goals. All right. Values. That's what we talked about, right? You don't want to be a vegetarian getting into a butcher business. It does not make sense, right? You're not on the board of PETA working as a butcher. I'm just saying it's probably not going to be the best career decision for you to make. So what do we do? Well, those are all of our internals. Those are all the things that we handle inside, right? Those are all the things that some people have kind of an influence on, but not really. At the end of the day, we really control the influence on that deal. All right. So let me put that down. Okay. So we control that, right? And then you've got to step up, step out, step up, and step into. And I came up with that because I wanted you guys to realize you've got to step out of the life that you're in. All right. You've got to step out. You've got to step out of the circumstances. You've got to step out of that wall, that force field that you're inside of that tells you everything is okay. Because if life doesn't hand you enough pain to create change, then it's your turn to step up. You need to step up and create that change. Or create that pain. So you need to step out of your life. Step out of the circumstances you're in. Then you need to step up. You need to step up your expectations of you. Step up what you expect from you and for you. I have people go, man, you expect too much. Really? Because I feel like I don't. It's my life and I really want it to be the way I want it to be. So if I don't expect my life to be like that, who else is going to? Nobody else is going to expect me to use this or expect me to do that, right? As far as what I want out of life, I've got to have those expectations for myself. But I've also got to raise the expectations of what I want from other people. I've got to raise the expectations of what I'm willing to give to other people. Because you can't ask for more if you're not willing to give more, right? That's not how it works. So you've got to be willing to give everything if you're asking for everything. And for me, I'm kind of like that total bipolar thing, right? I want everything. I want it all. I want to help the world. I want to impact the world. I want to change things. I want it all. I mean, Ivan, the biggest thing he's always doing is putting the brakes on, going, hold on, man. We got to catch up. We got to catch up to your ideas. Like this is crazy. And we've gone through, I think, 3 break sessions where we had to hit the brakes and kind of slow down a little bit and regroup, and then we take off again. But that's how I drive. That's I figure out what I want to do. I go for it, and then I figure it out on the way. Because look, like Zig Ziglar said, okay, you don't have to be perfect to start, but you have to start to be perfect. You have to get in the game. You have to start doing it, right? So all these things that we're scared of, what is it that you're so scared of? What is it that you fear the most, right? And if it's, well, I fear talking to people on the phone. Great. Then talk to people on the phone in Nebraska if you live in California, or talk to people on the phone in a different state than you, right? If it's like, well, I needed to talk to realtors, but I'm afraid of this, then talk to realtors in a different state first. Get through all of your goosebumps, right? And then bring it back home. So, guys, this isn't that difficult. Practice. And if you're like, well, I don't want to practice and do, role playing with my spouse or my friends because I feel dumb, then actually do it, but do it to where it won't affect you, right? If you live in Florida and you call somebody in New York or Maine, I mean, they're going to answer your questions based on their location, but you're going to get the experience of talking to realtors on the phone so that you can get through it and you don't feel weird. And you don't have that, I wonder what will happen, because now you're going to know. I did it 5 times. I saw it was the same thing every time. It's not going to be different now that it's back here at home, right? So it's about getting through those things. And then you need to step into that life that you created. When you step up those expectations, you need to step into that life. All right. So, there we go. Chapter 4, creating the right strategy, right? You got to make sure that you're doing the right strategy. Like Tony Robbins says, there's no point in running east looking for a sunset. You're never going to see it. You're never going to see it because it does not exist in that direction. So you've got to make sure that whatever it is that you want to do, that you're doing, right? You got to make sure whatever it is that you want to go for, wherever it is that you want to focus your time, that it's a direction that you want to go in. Otherwise, you're going to end up being pissed when you show up, right? When you actually get there, you're going to be like, well, this isn't what I wanted. Okay, well, who put you in that direction? Me. Okay. So looking for sounds like I don't get it, right? What is it that I can do to help? And the reality is that you have to come to the realization that it's not the right strategy for you. Because I'm never going to tell you what it is that you should do. It's not my place. You have all the answers within you, all of them, what you should do. Now, you may not have all the answers to strategy specific things, right? Like how many inches apart are studs and this and that. Those things you may not have answers to. But what is it that you want to do? What should you do? You've got answers for those. You know those things. I think what it is that I think you guys get scared when you think about the possibility of asking those questions, right? Well, what does that mean? Because when I ask what it is, like, let me ask you this. What is it that you would need to do, to see, to feel, to actually start writing down your goals and going for them, right? What is it that it would take? Would it take somebody saying to you that no matter what, I will ensure that they will happen? Would you do it then? No matter what you do, if you screw up, doesn't matter. I'm going to make sure that you make it. Would you do it then? Would you write down your goals and go for it? Would, if somebody gave you $1 million, would you write down your goals every day for a year? If somebody, I mean, what is it that it would take? Because all of the things that I just said are a reality if you would start writing down your goals. If you really wanted $1 million, write them down. Write it down for a year. See where you get. Write it down. Put it out there. Put it out there. Put out there what you want to do, how you want to get there, what you're willing to do to help. Take an inventory. What are you willing to sacrifice? Time watching TV, time sleeping, time whatever. What is it? Take an inventory of what you're willing to give up and know it. How much time are you willing to dedicate to your life changing this year? You've got 6 months left. There is still major time to have a major difference in your life. So what is it that you want to change about your life in 2014? Because it's not over. What is it that you want to do? I realized that going to that Icon boot camp changed a huge trajectory for me because it got me to know a lot more people very quickly. And again, it's like the stupidest things, man, that we just don't think about. I need to get out more. I need to network more. I just do. I need to network more, and I need to have personal conversations with people, because when I do that, I always end up coming out on top. I always end up coming out with great information, coming out with a new idea, always. So why don't I do that more? Right. And it's, well, I don't want to drive there. Well, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And again, it's about turning it back on me and going, look, man, what are you willing to do, Pete? Are you willing to step up and be more? Do you want to keep living in the house you're living, or do you want a bigger one? Do you want a helicopter? Do you want, Range Rover, whatever it is that you want, right? What is it that you want? Because now is the time to start making that happen. You got to live with consistency. Look, man, period, point blank, period. You have to live with consistency. Getting all excited today and then tomorrow falling off the bandwagon, that doesn't help you. That's why I've done everything I can to have it to where you almost get touched by us every day, right? Sunday, we've got Journey to Success. Monday, we have the radio show from 10 to 11. Then we have Scott's call from 6 to 7:30, right? Tuesday, we have the radio show from 10 to 11. We have Experts Corner from 6 to 7:30. Wednesday, we have the radio show. Then we have our live events that we do where you come out and hang out and have dinner with us. Again, I'm not going to buy your dinner. You can buy your own dinner, but I'll sit there with you and I'll talk to you about whatever you want to talk about. Thursdays, radio show from 10 to 11. Bam, 6 o'clock at night, Ivan Oberon's Money Matters, where he goes over how to talk to sellers, how to talk to buyers, insure, all kinds of different stuff, right? Things that you would want to learn. Is going to be interviewing people like Clint Coons and some other people that we met this weekend. Fridays, we're going to have the radio show. And then at that night, at 6 o'clock, we're going to have Women in Real Estate. Coast to Coast RIA presents Women in Real Estate. Saturday is literally the only day I don't have anything going on. And the only thing that I do on that day is our daily motivational videos. So the reality is every single day you can listen to something from us to focus you. We wanted to do that. We wanted to make it so that, look, you can go to C2C RIA every day and find something new. Find something else that you could listen to motivate you, to guide you, to keep you on track, because that is the hardest thing, is keeping that plate spinning, right? Keeping excited, staying excited. So I want you guys to be excited. I wanted to create a support group, resources that would actually help you, that would help you get not something that kept asking you for money, but something that literally helped you. All of you guys that have come to our trainings, every single training we've ever done, we don't have any after there's no more training. There's no after anything. We don't do coaching like that. The only type of coaching we do is we do deals with people, because I'm not going to take $5,000 or $10,000 from you to coach you when we all know that all of a sudden I'm going to turn that into a business. And now I'm going to have a focus on coaching people instead of doing real estate. And I don't want that to be my focus. I want real estate to be my focus. So I made sure that every single education thing that we do, you can get to for free if you work it right. And every single thing that we do is all focused around doing real estate, actually doing the business, not just teaching about it, but actually pulling the trigger on deals. We've got a deal we're doing now in Atlanta from our last training. We've got 3 people from the ALF training that are doing deals. One's got a deal in Phoenix. One has one in New Mexico. And then one is in Texas, I believe. So, for me, again, it's about being engaged. I wanted to create an environment that the only way for us to make money was to be successful in real estate together. That would be the training that we would do, right? And so it's different. I get it. It's way different. A lot of people don't understand what we're doing. They don't understand why we're doing it. They don't understand how we make money. Well, I don't make money off of people. I make money off of real estate. That's how we always talked about setting this up. That's what we wanted to do. So that's what we did. And so if our whole organization doesn't look normal, it's not normal. If it doesn't look like you don't get it, I get that. But that's okay with me too. I'm here to help people. That is my mission. My mission is to just period. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it, but it's just, I just want to help. I've got so many connections. I know so many different people. I realized a long time ago, I didn't have to know everything. I just had to know the people that did. And now that I've got even more connections, I'm able to utilize them better. I'm not a type of person that hoards connections. That's stupid. It's like a muscle. If you don't use it, it goes away. It atrophies, right? So you've got to be consistent with using things. You've got to be consistent with helping people. People want to work with people that are consistent. And they say they want to work with people that they can trust, right? I want to work with somebody that I know, like, and trust. Okay. What does that mean? Know? What does know mean? I want that you know them. What does that really mean? That means that if they do this, you could expect with 95% certainty they will do that. Right? That's what know means. So what does that mean for you? That means for you, whatever it is, so many of you guys, you don't realize that there's always somebody watching you. There's always somebody watching you. I don't mean in a weird way like the man. I mean in a way like you have no idea who's watching you on Facebook do what you do, or on LinkedIn, or in life, or anything. You have no idea who's looking over your shoulder. You have no idea how you might have put out a stupid joke or used some stupid word that basically turns off somebody who had a great opportunity that they could have shared with you, right? Or you don't have any idea how what you do could influence or impact other things. So be conscious of that. When you guys are doing anything, the way you look on Facebook, the profiles, all that stuff, step it up so it's professional. If you're on this call, you're looking at going to success, right? So if you want to go for success, it's a big picture thing, guys. There is no one little tiny key for success. There is no magic bullet. The reality is that it's a big picture. The way you look, the way you talk, who you hang around with, who your friends are, it's the whole thing. And most importantly, what do you have to offer? What do you have to offer? Because none of you would be on this call right now if you didn't think I had something to offer, right? And I do pretty good at showing people. I mean, we've got, 73 people on this call now. So I'd say I do a pretty good job at marketing that I have something to offer. And the fact is, I've been doing this call for over a year now, and I've consistently been on here on Mother's Day, on Father's Day. I've been here on, obviously not on Thanksgiving because that's on a Thursday, but all the holidays that have fallen on this, I've been here. Easter, I've been on. That's how dedicated I am to being in this with you. That's how dedicated I am. Because again, I tell you guys all the time, a lot of what I say to you, I'm saying to me. A lot of these, I listen to these over and over again. I listen to the podcast. How many of you guys listen to these podcasts during the week? Over and over again. Are you listening to music? Because I remember for an entire year and a half, I listened to Tony Robbins and Les Brown and E.T. I listened to all those guys for 3 to 4 hours a day. No kidding either, man. Every single day. I get up and go to the gym. It was an hour and a half in the gym in the morning, an hour and a half at night. I listened to that. And then if we went anywhere in the car, it was always on. I didn't allow music anywhere. I only allowed Tony Robbins. And our lives changed from that point. It just did. Because slowly but surely, we stopped doing things. We started changing our habits. We stopped looking at what we needed to stop doing, and we started focusing on how to change that. We started focusing on solutions. We became solution-based thinkers, right? Instead of always looking at the problems. And a lot of us, that's what we do. We look at the problems. Well, what about this? What about that problem? What about that problem? Okay. Instead of saying, well, what if we did this? Would this work? Well, what about this? Would this work? Right? Because would this work? And what about that? Two different mindsets. One solving the problem, the other one showing the problem, right? Stop showing everybody the problem. Nobody cares. You want somebody to care? You want somebody to react to you? Start answering the problems. Start solving problems. Start coming at it from that direction. When I've talked to everybody that's joined the Thinking to Succeed project, right? One of our tasks on that was to do a dry erase pen. So we had to on a dry erase, not a dry erase board, on the mirrors in the bathrooms, we would write messages, not to us, but to our spouses on the mirror, like you are awesome or whatever, right? Which I got to assume for a few people, right, especially guys, it was probably a little weird at first because I'm sure the wife probably lit them up going, why are you writing on these? But they weren't allowed to say anything, like why they were doing it. There wasn't any kind of conversation of, hey, I'm going to start writing on the mirrors, nothing like that. It was just to do it. And it was funny, man, because Shannon, I mean, my wife just expects anything now from me, right? Like nothing surprises her in any way. And so what was awesome was in 3 days, right? It took 3 days of me doing this. And on the fourth day, I went in to brush my teeth. And as I was brushing my teeth, I went up to do this. And right in front of me was, you can impact the world. And it was like, oh man, I can't even tell you how cool that was. How much that showed me that what I was doing was working, right? And it was working in my house, in my life. And so I challenge you guys, all of you on here, get a dry erase pen. And this week, every night, before you go to bed, write on your mirror, on your spouse's side, right? Or if you don't have a spouse, whatever, just write on the mirror and just write a message to him, right? I love you more than ever. You're still beautiful to me, or you're still handsome, or not still, don't say still. You are beautiful to me. You're more beautiful to me, right? Whatever. See what that does. See how that impacts your life. It's the little things, guys. It is not the big things. We always think it's the big things. We think that, oh, if I buy her a diamond ring, that's going to change the world. If I buy her a car, that's going to make her happy for a little minute. Just like writing a note would, right? You don't get it. I bet you if you guys started getting little sticky notes, right? Here. Oh, man. Thinking to Succeed Project's going to hate me. I just got another idea. So get these. What I want you to do is write down on 10 of these, right? 10 of the, for those of you guys on the podcast who can't see what I'm doing right now, get those sticky notes, right? It's the little squares, the sticky notes, Post-its, whatever you want to call them. And what I want you to do is write down messages, like love messages to your spouse. I want you to write 10 of them, and I want you to hide them in places that they would find them, but aren't visible to us, right? So maybe it's in their favorite book on the page that they're reading. Maybe it's in their drawer. It's in their, linen closet, whatever. I mean, I don't know. On the, if your spouse does the laundry, let me man, I was this close. I almost said sexist things. If your spouse does the laundry, why not put one on the inside of the laundry, on the inside of the thing, and just kind of randomly do it this week. And again, see what happens, because the law of reciprocation states that they're going to start doing it back. And I would really love to know how that made you feel when you did that, by you doing it to them, right? Then you went to get into your book that you're reading and you open it up and there's the note. How will that impact your life? And more importantly, when you understand the concept of what I'm saying right now, I hope what you're getting is what I mean. And what I mean is the fact that you can impact the world. See, the world is a funny place. I kept thinking the world is all however many billion people there are, but it isn't. Do you know how many people are in the world? I'm curious how many people you guys think are in the world. And I'm saying that because we look at the world a lot of times as the world. And the reality is, do you know where the world really resides? Right up in your head. It's your imagination. It's the people that you actually know, because the people that you don't know, they're not in your world, right? And if you want to start changing the whole world, you've got to start changing your world first. And the best way, the easiest way, I promise you, the easiest way to start changing your world is to start changing you. And I'm telling you that because when my son had cancer, I lost it. I was running a company. I was I was traveling all over the country. I was from, I had taken this company called Aqua Gems. They made a product called Extreme Clean. I don't even think it's out anymore, but at the time they had done $5,000 in one location. And what I did was in 1 year, I took them from one location to over 50 in, I think it was, I don't know, from California to Texas. And we had done over $500,000 in profit. And I was being asked, I mean, I was running the company. I was the CEO at the time. And I was in Texas and I got a call that my son had brain cancer. Well, something was wrong. I didn't know what was wrong. And so I flew home because he was going to the hospital. But I was called and said, something is really wrong. And they don't know if it's cancer or not, but he has a big tumor in the back of in his lower left lobe of his brain. It's the size of a kiwi, I'm flying home. I'm freaking out. I'm thinking like life is going to end. I have to get back on the plane in 2 days. And as I'm going there, my son's going into for his surgery, and I'm driving to the hospital, right? And it's weird, man. I can start freaking out right now, but so I don't want to. So I realized at that moment that I had to change my life. I realized at that moment I never wanted to be in that position again. I didn't want to be in a position where I had to go do something. Now, I missed that flight, right? Because I just had taken so long, I ended up missing the flight. And because of the circumstance, they prolonged it to the next day. So I was able to go back home and go back to the hospital so that when he came out of the surgery, I was actually there. And I'm so glad that I was, man. I really am. And it taught me that I needed to look at life differently. It taught me that everything that I thought was the world, it wasn't. What I thought was important was gone in a second. The numbers, this, that, right? None of those made sense. None of those mattered. What mattered was my son. And then cut to 2 years ago, my daughter, all of a sudden, all her hair falls out. Like literally, and it was December 1st, and she had a little hole, like a little quarter size on the side of her head. December 15th, she looks like she's 80 years old. December 31st, completely bald. February 1st, no hair anywhere on her body, right? And I'm thinking this is crazy, man. Like seriously? Like how what kind of joke is this right now? My son had cancer. My daughter now has alopecia, which I didn't even know at the time, right? For the first 6 months, I think I pretended like it wasn't really happening. I pretended that it was a dream. I kept thinking I was going to wake up and it was going to be over. I remember crying, thinking like, my God, my daughter is going to, like, what kind of life is she going to have? And then I realized that it was me. It was my perception. I was making her feel like the first year of her life, it was or not of her life. The first year of alopecia, she had kids make fun of her. It was not a fun experience. When we started doing the videos and I was like, you know what? We've got to make a change. Let's do something different. I said, I'm thinking, you know what? If you've got this, let's empower it. Once we found out it was alopecia, I'm like, let's empower it. Let's use it. Let's start doing videos. Let's start telling everybody else how awesome they are. And by us saying that, it's going to make her start to feel awesome. It's going to make her start to feel empowered. If you go back to any of my old ones, there's a part where I go, look, we're going to do a little bit of meditating, right? And I want you guys to think like, if I say I am awesome, see, when I say I am awesome, I am awesome. I may be saying it about me, but you in your head are repeating what I'm saying. You're listening to me, but you're repeating it. So when I say I am awesome, you are saying I am awesome too. And the more we say that, the more you're going to start to feel awesome. Here's another cool trick. If you're ever upset, mad, pissed off, right? You need to get in a better mood. Bite on a pen. Bite on a pen for 5 seconds. It'll release endorphins and you'll immediately start feeling better. I promise you, it works. It's psychology. It's science. It absolutely works every time. The reason I'm sharing that with you is because we were talking about consistency. We were talking about strategy, right? And now we're going to talk about time. And when it comes to being at the right time, at the right place, right? We talk about luck. Luck is just preparation meeting opportunity. So what does that really mean? That means that you need to be prepared. all the time, not part of the time, not some of the time, but all the time. That means that you need to be on top of your game. That means that at some point, you've got to be willing to flip the switch. You've got to be willing to say, I'm done with the life that I'm living, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen now. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to change that circumstance. If that means that I'm going to get less sleep because I've got to stay up later looking for properties, because I've got to stay up later doing homework, because I've got to stay up later doing whatever, then that's what it means. And it means that it's time for you to step up and stop acting like a little kid and start taking your life seriously. Because at some point, you've got to grow up. At some point, you've got to grow up and get a job, right? Isn't that what we say? You got to grow up and get a job. No, you just have to grow up. You have to start thinking differently, and not in a bad way. The thing that's kind of weird is almost like you've got to reverse your thinking. You've got to go back to when you were a kid. Why is it when we were a kid, you were the best salesman in the world? You wanted that cookie, man. You were getting that cookie, right? Come on, Dad. Come on. Please, what about if I wash your car? What about if I do this? What about if I do that? What about if I do this? Can I have it now? 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 Relentless, right? But what do you fight for like that now? Anything? I fight for things still. I fight for things like the video I cut this morning. And then I did another one. I did 2 videos today. I ate up my Sunday. I didn't get out to the pool till like 3:30. I was so pissed, but I had to finish it. I haven't done video editing in like a week now because I've been gone. I had to get a new computer, like all these things had come up. And it's like, man, today is the day, period. I'm doing it. And so I sat down and I made myself do it. And I got them cut. And then I did an interview with Haley. And I asked her why she liked alopecia, because I wanted to put that out, because I realized that that's more branding. And branding is good for us. It brings attention to us. And if I want more opportunities, I need to have more eyes looking at me. And if I want more opportunities, I've got to be providing more value, right? Not just having you look at me, right? And going, because nobody's going to care if I'm doing that. But they will care if I care. They will care if I'm changing their life, if I'm changing their situation, if I'm changing their trajectory. And that's what I want to do. That's what this book's about. This book was really written because of Mike Jensen. Because, man, I wanted to change his life so bad. And it was like, I felt like I'd have to be like up his butt all the time with my foot, right? Going, do this, do this, do this. And so I wrote this book almost like a shorthand manual going, look, read this book every day, man. Just read this book every day and then call me when you have questions. You know what I mean? And the more I was writing it, the more I realized how empowering it was. And I realized that, man, it's not just me. Like, I felt weird at first writing it. I felt weird at first doing it. But again, like anything else, if you don't start doing something, you're never going to get anything done, right? You've got to start somewhere. So start somewhere and move it forward. Start somewhere and get into action. Make something happen. Take your life back. Take your life back. Look, everything I do more than anything else. This call is an hour call. Where are we at? We're at 90 minutes right now, right? And I'm still not done. Every Sunday, I donate 90 minutes to 2 hours. Every Tuesday, 90 minutes to 2 hours. Every day of the week, Monday through Friday, an hour of my time. Every time. I don't give less, I give more. I do more. That's why it was so weird and it caught me so off guard when somebody said it was pitchy, that I sound pitchy, because it's like, man, what the hell would I'm not selling anything. How do I even sound pitchy? If anything, I guess though, but I could see the pitchy sound where I'm pitching you your life. That's what I'm pitching you. I'm pitching you your dreams. I'm pitching you what you want. I'm not pitching you what I want. I'm not saying, hey, join this club. Hey, do this. I'm not telling you to do anything except a free challenge. It's a 21-day challenge. And if you can't do a 21-day challenge, I'm sorry, then, crucify me for offering that. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you can't do a 21-day challenge, you're never going to be successful. If you can't write your goals down for 21 days in a row, how in the hell are you going to go after your goals that are going to take you a lot longer than 21 days? How is it that you're going to do anything that's going to require any amount of effort if you aren't going after and you can't write your goals down for 5 minutes every morning, right? Would you get up in the morning and, basically blindfold you? This is what you're doing when you don't write down your goals. All right. In the car, in life, right? But the bigger version of life, I don't know how to explain this from the 30,000 foot view, right? As opposed to being right down there on the ground. What you have is you're getting up every day and then you blindfold yourself and you start running. Well, that's probably not going to work out well for you. I'm just letting you know, right? And I don't mean that you're going to fall and get hurt. I just mean you don't know where the hell you're going to end up, right? You get on your boat, you go up to the top, you pull it out of the dock, right? And then you hammer that gas and you walk down below and you start partying with everybody. That's what you're doing every single day that you don't write down your goals. Nobody is skippering your boat. Nobody is showing you where the hell to go. You aren't even showing you where to go. You are saying it's not even important enough to write down. So if it's not even important enough to write down, why in the hell are you going to go and fight to get it? If it's not even important enough to write down, why in the hell is anybody else going to support you? If you really want to change your life, join the challenge and put your goals out there every day and see what happens for 21 days. Watch what kind of support you actually get. Watch how nothing that you thought was going to happen happens, and everything that you didn't even imagine could does. You'll start changing the way you think. You'll start changing the things that happen to you. I promise you, you get the moment it clicks that you actually get to paint your own life, you're unstoppable. The moment it clicks for you that your life is literally in your hands, that's when you can make any kind of difference you want to make. But so many of you guys think it's not. You think that you need this person to do it, or you need that person to do it, or you need him, or you need her, or you need this. Look, first and foremost, you need you. You need you. And then you can get other people. But if you don't even know what you want to do, nobody else is going to be able to help you get there. Nobody can help you do anything. I don't care how good of a coach you are. If you don't know where you want to go, nobody can help you. So figure out what it is that you want. All right. Now, we talk about networking to connections. This last 2 days, we were at the Icon Bootcamp. I'm going to tell you right now, that showed me more than anything that chapter 7 is so true. It's not even funny. All right. I went there, and when I left, I met the person who started the Winner Circle, Roger Shalaman, I think is his last name. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it. But I mean, it was crazy, the people that were there. The Bill Allen from the movie Rad, right? He played Drew Jones, I think it was, who did the backflip and, take away the mattress, right? All that stuff. There were so many people there that were real people. But how many events have you been invited to? I mean, this event was only $197 too. It wasn't even like it was a $1,200 event. It was nothing. How many events have you been invited to that were free and you didn't go? You didn't go because you had better things to do, like watch TV. You didn't go because you had better things to do, like even if it was spend time with your family. Believe me, I could have definitely spent the last 2 days with my family. I could have spent the last 2 days doing a lot of stuff I needed to do. I stayed, not only did I stay through the whole event, I stayed later on both days. I didn't leave either night until like 9 o'clock, 9:30, and they ended both nights at 6:30. I stayed later to talk to people, to take advantage of the time that I was there, because when else were all of those people going to be in the same place at the same time? How many times have you been to a networking event and you go off to the corner and you hide and you're like, oh, I'll just, I'll say that it sucked. But how many times have you been to a party and the party sucked, but two other people that were at the party said it was the best party they've ever been to? It's all about perspective. If you're over in the corner not talking to anybody, your life is going to suck. But if you get out and actually interact, it's going to be awesome. I was sitting there and all of a sudden, it was so weird, man. I'm sitting at the event. I'm listening. I think it was David was talking. All of a sudden, this girl walks in and sits down and taps me and goes, can I sit here? And sits down right next to me. And she's like in this ballroom red dress. And I'm like, what in the... And like, I'm really confused, right? Because I'm like, you are so overdressed, it's not even funny. Like, what in the hell is going on? I've got on a t-shirt and jeans. Why are you here? And I want to ask this, but they're talking, right? So you don't want to be rude and interrupt, but like, this is just a trip. And then all of a sudden they're introducing the fact that the statue of responsibility is going to be being constructed here in California, right? Which is going to be the bookend to the Statue of Liberty. And this girl is going to be the Miss California. She's in the Miss Universe contest, right? Or whatever. And so it's like she was the she's now the spokesperson for the Statue of Responsibility. Now, where that may seem like it's not a big deal, the cool part is, do you think that once that's built, right? And it may take 3 or 4 years, but once that's built, do you think that anybody would ever want to go there and maybe get behind the scenes looks? Do you think that if we know the person who is the representative, right? The what do they call that? Like an ambassador? There you go. She's the ambassador of the Statue of Responsibility. Do you think that if I knew her, right, and we were friends, that I would be able to, that could help me in some way? I mean, if she becomes Miss America, do you think that helps me in any way possible? I mean, do you see how, and not that, again, not that I just want help. I mean, I want to help them too. And so like we were talking, she works at SeaWorld. So we're going to go hang out at SeaWorld on Thursday, and like Shannon and the kids are going to come. And so Haley's going to get to meet her. And it's like, look, you want to cause, hey, alopecia. I mean, you never know what could happen. You never know. You've got to get out and jump. You've got to get out and go for it. Take your life back. That's why every day we have the days of the week, right? Make it happen Monday. Take back Tuesday. Take back your life. Wake up Wednesday. Wake up and live your life. Thirsty Thursday. If you're hungry for knowledge, you're thirsty for action. Flip it Friday, right? Everybody else, they want to sleep, goof off, hang out, but we want to go to work. We want to move ahead of the pack. We don't want to pit. Shatter it Saturday. Shatter who you are for who you want to become, and then set it off Sunday. Because this day, today, we set it off. Yesterday, we shattered who we are. So today, we could rise like a phoenix, right? We could come out of those ashes. Today, we set our goals for the week so we know where we're going. Guys, your life is so precious, and it only has a finite amount of time. Make sure that every minute counts. Make sure that every minute you're focused on what you can do, right? How are you going to improve your life? If you really want to be hanging out on the boat, you're going to need to put in a lot of work right now and make something happen. All right. And then this week, it's all about giving back, right? So 95 minutes into this, we're finally getting to this week's topic. Learn it, do it, teach it. That's what I'm doing. You want to know why everybody's learning the 21-day challenge? Because I learned it, I did it, and now I'm teaching it. Learn it, do it, teach it. You want to become an expert at something? Teach it. Now, I don't mean just teach it and don't do it. I mean do it and teach it. Because you're going to be asked by people questions that you never thought of. You're going to be asked by people things that you never put together, and you're going to have to solve those problems. You're going to have to answer those questions, and that's going to make you more effective. It's going to make you a better leader. It's going to make you a better expert in that field. And if you want to be successful, you don't have to know how to do everything. You just have to be really, really good at one thing. And then connect to other people that are really, really good at one thing that's not the same thing as yours, right? If you want to be great at anything, then start teaching it. You will get the questions you never, I already said that. Perfect. All right. Giving back, providing a helping hand. Look, moving forward by giving back. When we started Coast to Coast RIA, I remember we were at a Denny's, and there was like 5 or 6 people that were all the chapter, we have chapters in Seattle and Portland. And I think Seattle was here. We had Denver was here. And we had Northern California was here, right? So we had like 5 people there. And we were talking about, what is the tagline going to be? What is the tagline going to be? And I said, well, look, the reason that I wanted to do this in the first place was because I've worked for other seminar companies. I worked for Armando. I worked for Robert Allen. And it's nothing bad against them, but there's a reality of the fact that when they get to a certain level, right, people don't get helped. I mean, they get a certain amount of help and then it falls off. And like I said in the very beginning of the call, I didn't want the 20%. Not that I won't help the 20%. I mean, I believe me, I would love the 20% too. We've got deals that we want to fund, but But that's not it. I wanted to help the 80% too. And this was a way for me to focus on the 80. This was a way for us to have our hands out, right? To catch everybody that fell, to catch everybody in those different groups from flipping Boston to Donald Trump, to all of these different things, right? That we could be there to help put things together and to help make it make sense. Because I remember being at a boot camp, and at the end of the boot camp, looking up at the ceiling going, holy crap, what do I do now? Like, I just got all this information, but I still don't have a clue what to do with it. And at that point, hey, people are gone, right? Now it's time to take action. Well, just when I was supposed to take action, the hands are now no longer there. They're no longer there for me to ask, right? So that's why we put together Coast to Coast RIA. That's why we put together this whole thing, was to provide value to you guys. That's why when you go and you check out, right? Let's see. Here's the video that I made today, by the way. I know you guys can't see it, but it's called "Do You Know Why Alopecia Is Awesome?" By Haley Asmus. Anyways. And so it's just kind of neat because the whole way through, like, I'm basically just interviewing her, right? And I'm building in her tags too. Alopecia is awesome and bald girls rock. Those are going to be her tags. I want her to, like I said in the beginning, if anything, I want her to remember those things, right? And we just made this today. So let's see, where did I want to go? C to C. So on here, the reason we created this, I've done a lot of work to make this easy for you guys, right? When you go to Coast RIA, C2CRIA.com, right on the front page, super easy. The goals, right? If you want to join the goal challenge, all you got to do is click that button. It'll take you right to the goal challenge. Put your information in, hit sign up, and done. We'll send you the rules and all the stuff that goes along with it. Money matters, same thing right there. Bird dogging opportunities, right there. You want to chat with us, you can leave us a message right here. In fact, if we're online, it even connects right to us and we can respond right back to you. You can download the ebook, absolutely free. Again, all this is free. Every single bit of it is all free. All right. Every single one of our webinars you can find. Podcasts up here. You can find all of our back topics that we've done on the radio, right? The Icon Bootcamp. You can hear that one from last Friday. How to hire a contractor. CAP, Children's Alopecia Project. We interviewed Jeff Wojtowicz. Ah, man, I can never say that right. The Trust Factor. That was awesome. We had Clint on and we were talking about trust. The Goals of a Champion. Brian Ellis, right? Building an Icon. Everyone can impact. You can sit there and go through all of these and you can listen to all of them. You can go to Journey to Success. The same thing. All this stuff on here is all designed to help you. You can check out our calendar and see where we're going to be, who's going to be on the radio show, what the topics are going to be on Experts Corner, who's going to be on Experts Corner. All that stuff is all put together for you right here. And it's all about, again, just ease of access. I wanted it to be intuitive. I wanted it to be easy for you guys to manipulate and to get around in here and to get access to the information and the stuff that you needed. You can go to connect with us. If you have questions or anything, connect with us on Facebook, connect with us on YouTube, all of this, right? We're always on Facebook. Ivan, Scott, myself, we'll always answer your questions. We're accessible, I guess is the easiest way for me to say this. So we're here to help you. That's why we're here. We want to grow through our opportunities. Yes, that means we're going to teach, but because we're teaching, the goal is that we teach you're able to get it and bring it back and let us have an opportunity to get it, right? If we're showing you how to find a property, then please at least allow us the opportunity to buy the property from you, all right? So that's our website. I just wanted to show you that real quick, kind of show you what's going on with it. We have testimonials on here too from the book and different things from our boot camps and everything else. So we're going to actually put a few different things on here as well. Some of the opportunities that we have in real estate and put on a page of all of our rehabs. We have it on Facebook. I don't know why we didn't build one on here. So we've got to get back into that as well. So you've got moving forward by giving back, right? And then look, all honesty, if we want to have a future, guys, if you want to build your future, you have got to let go of the past. You cannot sit there and say, look, I want this, I want this, I want this. Okay, well then go get that. Yeah, well, but I can't do that because I still have this. I can't do that because of this. I can't do that because of that. That's why that word can't is on these wristbands. Because the idea was you turn the word can't into will, right? I can't do it. Now I will do it. I will. Now you don't run around going, I can't fly, and then go, okay, well, I will fly, and then jump off the top of that building, because you're not going to be able to fly. But if you can stop saying the word can't, should, if you can stop saying the word try, hope, right? And start using words that actually get things done. Start using words that actually complete tasks. I will be there, right? When you say I'll try and be there, all you're saying is I'm going to be there as long as nothing else gets in my way. That's really what I'll try and make it. You're not going to really, I mean, come on. What do you mean try? By try, what do you mean? What? Because how much do you really try when you try? What is a qualification of a try, right? Well, I tried. What does that mean? You reached over there, so you tried? When you say I will do it, you're going to do it, period. There's no question about it. When you make up your mind to stop doing something or to start, you'll do it. So here's the challenge too. I want you guys to start focusing on how you're going to change things and stop focusing on what you aren't going to do, right? And what I mean by that is, and it was really hard to word that sentence without using the word stop, but instead of saying, I want to stop, like I saw somebody write on their goals the other day, I want to stop crying every day, right? Or I will stop crying every day. Or no, I'm sorry, that was another one, but that was one too. But it was, the other one was, I'm not letting people take advantage of me as much, or I'm not letting people take advantage of me. Right. And again, what she's saying is what she's not going to do. I'm not going to let people take advantage of me. Right. I don't let people take advantage of me. But again, you're still putting the energy into taking advantage of you. And so I reworded it for her. And I said, look, start writing it like this. Right. And I wrote it out as, I believe it was, people find value in what I do, and I don't have to worry about anything anymore. People find value in what I do, right? Is that the opposite of people taking advantage of me? Because if people take advantage of me, right, then they're using me. But when people find value in what I do and are willing to pay me for it, maybe that's how I ended it. People find value in what I do and are willing to, not just pay, but I mean, it could be any sort of thing. I don't remember exactly how I wrote it, and I don't want to keep going into this, but you get what my point is. Reword these things, and what you don't want to do is focus on what you're getting rid of, right? Focus on what you're replacing it with. So not, I don't have a job anymore. Not, I'm not unemployed anymore. I'm no longer unemployed, right? That's not it. It's, I have a job. Where? Be specific. I got a job at Denny's, whatever. I got a job at Zoloft. I got a job at something. Be specific. Because here's what's going to happen. When you have to be specific about where you're going to work, right? You're going to start thinking, where would I really want to work? If I could work anywhere, where would I really want to work? And then you're going to start writing it down. And then if you keep writing it down, I promise you at some point, you're going to end up making your way there, because either that or you're going to stop writing it down. Right now, if you're 50 and go, I want to work at NASA, I guess at some point, maybe you could work at NASA as some kind of thing. Right. But again, don't make these things ridiculous, right? Make it realistic, but a realistic reach. Now, sometimes a realistic reach is going to feel really weird, right? Because a realistic reach might be on your goals. I make $100,000 a month. Now, for you, that might seem, holy crap, that is crazy psycho, right? But mine's, I make $1 million a month. All right. And now it's not as weird to say that, but the first time I said it, it was very, very uncomfortable. Like the first time I said I'm an author, like the first time I said this or that. Guys, the first time we do anything, it's uncomfortable. That's the way it works. But the more we do it, the more we become comfortable. And the idea is to become comfortable at being uncomfortable. That's the key to success. The key is to constantly be changing your comfort zone. The key is to constantly be in a new comfort zone, right? Here's your old one, blow it apart. There's a new one, repeat, blow it apart, new one, repeat, blow it apart, new one, repeat, right? And every time you get comfortable, every time you go, okay, I'm not uncomfortable anymore, right? Launch it. Okay, now I'm comfortable again. Launch it. Okay, now I'm comfortable. Launch it. I mean, that's the idea, is to keep launching this, because the bottom line is,
when we started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team.
right?
Yeah,
We've got to start somewhere. And starting from the bottom isn't a bad thing. In fact, the best CEOs typically worked all the way through the company. They know it from the bottom to the top. I started from the bottom, now I'm here. In a year from now, it's going to be June 1st, 2015. Where do you want to be on June 1, 2015? Write that down. Write down where you want to be. And let me tell you this. If you don't want to do all the work to get there, in that year, when it actually does take place, because it will take place, believe me, it's going to happen. This year is going to happen no matter what. Even if you don't want it to, it's going to happen. And when it does happen, the question becomes, where are you going to be? Because if you don't do anything, if you don't sacrifice anything, if you don't give anything up, you're not going to be anywhere different. And the reality is the time will elapse. So you can either be in a year. Let's go back a year. Let's take this in reverse, right? Let's go a year ago, June 1st, 2013. I started writing down my goals. Now, I know that my goals were I was going to be on TV. That hasn't happened yet. I was going to be on the radio 5 days a week live. That has happened. And these are my crazy goals. I was going to own an apartment building. And now I've started writing that down more. Now it's 2 apartment buildings that are over 100 units, right? And I'm getting more specific. And the more specific you are, the more real it becomes. I wrote down, if you guys missed it, and a few days ago, on Friday morning, in fact, on my goals, if you look at it, I wrote down a post about goal number 3, which was that we were featured in Forbes as one of the fastest growing companies in 2017. Now, the reason I didn't pick 2014 was because I realized that I couldn't get that kind of momentum that I wanted in this year. It's not going to happen, right? I'm not going to be on Forbes, okay? But give me 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. Now I've got a possibility. See, I wanted to create a big jump, right? Being on the cover of Forbes, or being on, being on the cover of Forbes, that's huge, man. How am I going to do that? I'm going to have to do something pretty amazing to make that happen. I'm going to have to create a lot of successful people for that to happen. The challenge, the thing to succeed project, all these different things that I'm doing are going to have to all pop, which means it presents itself in an abundance of overwhelm, right? I'm feeling very overwhelmed. But today I started feeling overwhelmed, and I remember I just started smiling, and I'm like, man, this is awesome. And I know nobody else could see me smiling at myself that I felt overwhelmed. And it's because I've been on this mantra saying, like, look, man, you want to be overwhelmed. Overwhelming, that's great. That means you're growing when you're overwhelmed, right? Don't get so overwhelmed that you want to jump off a bridge, but get overwhelmed and then stay there until all of a sudden you become comfortable, and then get overwhelmed again. That's how you break that comfort zone. That's how you move outside of that box. And giving back, it's how you keep it. Because if you only do things for you, you're never going to know the joy. Now, I said in the beginning, right? The passion, all that has to be about you. Absolutely true. But once you create the success, I promise you, giving back is a big part. And I know, it's weird, I guess. A lot of times when we feel like somebody must be putting something over on us, I think a lot of times it's because we're in a position where we need something, and we're afraid of people being genuine, of having altruistic motivation, right? And of really genuinely wanting to help us, because, man, that just doesn't happen. But it does happen. It happens when you start to believe it. It happens when you start to allow it. If you want me to help you, I'm here. I'll help you. I'm going almost 2 hours now. How many other webinars are you on that people go for 2 hours, that they're going over and over and over, and they don't care? that their goal is to end the webinar when the webinar is over, not when that hour mark is up. Because to me, it is what it is, man. This is my time that I can vent. This is my time that I get to express myself to you guys in whatever fashion I want. And if I cuss, then hey, it's okay, because I'm not live on the air. And it's my ability and my time to bond, to connect, and to show you guys that look, these are the issues that I've had. These are the problems and challenges that I've had. And if you've had similar ones, then cool, let's talk about it. And so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to bring up our Q&A. If you guys have any questions, all you have to do, oh man, I thought that said not recording. All you have to do is raise your hand and I will answer it. If you guys don't, that's okay too. But I know that a lot of you guys said that you liked, man, I cannot believe we're still growing. Now we're up at 74 people. So, hey, thank you. This is, I think, the first time we broke 70 in quite a while. And so I want to thank all of you guys that are on here. That means that this should be a really good download as well. Make sure that you guys share this with people. If this impacted you, please share the video, share the experience, tell people to come on, because the more people we have in the challenge, the more people we have on Journey to Success, the more opportunities we're going to have. If all 5 of your friends had my energy, my mentality, my strive for greatness and perfection, how would that change your life? How would that change how you acted every day? If all 5 people around you were just amped up and ready to attack the world, how would that change where you were? And the reality is, you know as well as I do, it would change you significantly. So what that means is get the 5 people that are closest to you into the challenge. The 5 people that you talk to every day, get them into the challenge. Get them to start writing down their goals. Get them to start changing their life for the better. I promise you, if you have a bunch of people around you writing their goals and going after them, you're not going to have a crappy life. You're not going to have a crappy friend. There's not going to be a bunch of people around you that are upset and hate life and think that it's their fault and their fault and their fault and his fault and her fault. You're going to have people around you that want to take on the world with you. And at the end of the day, isn't that what you want? Don't you want support? Okay, guys, let's open it up. Anybody that has a question, let me know, and I will go over it. Also, if you guys have anything that has gone on this last week with you, that you wanted to talk about, that you wanted to bring up, any challenges, any great things that had happened from writing down your goals. I know, Shakita, I know that you have been stepping outside of your comfort zone pretty significantly, right? I'm going to go ahead and unmute you, and hopefully you have your mic on. Do you have your mic on?
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, Pete.
How are you doing?
I am doing really well.
Okay.
I am stepping out of my comfort zone by talking
I like
to people who I don't know. Or
are you afraid because there's 70 people or 74 people on here right now? Is that what's making you a little uncomfortable?
74 people. Well, no, just because I didn't raise my hand, but it's okay because I'm still going to talk anyways.
There we go. So tell me about this last week. How has this last week gone for you?
This last week, let's see. It has been really well.
You've been writing your goals.
I've been writing my goals.
How's that how is that affecting you?
It is helping me stay focused.
Okay.
Helping me with consistency, because that's been a
What do you mean by
big
that?
thing.
What do you mean by it's helping you with consistency?
I was the type of person where I would start something, had a great start, fired up, yay, let's do it.
Right.
And about 3, 4, 5 days into it, I'm like, oh, okay, I can't do it. Or I forgot, or
you make up an excuse?
Yeah, excuses. And I did that with everything from working out to real estate to studying. That's how my life, that's just the pattern it was. So I'm at day 14, and I'm getting better and better every day.
Now, you weren't the one that wrote that, right? Because I've made a couple of adjustments to your
yes.
goals, right?
Yes.
What kind of adjustments have I made to your goals? Have I,
Let's
in fact,
see.
and answer this, has anybody ever wrote on and commented on any of your goals and said, man, you're so stupid. Why are you doing this?
Nah.
Okay.
No, never.
Has anybody wrote down, I can't believe you're writing your goals. What the hell's wrong with you?
Nope.
No?
Complete opposite.
Complete
Everyone always
opposite?
asks,
What?
what are you doing? What is this? What is this goal thing you're doing? Or what is it about? Like
How about
everyone
people in
asks,
your life? Not just Facebook people, but people that you actually physically see and talk to.
people in my life. We had a girls' night yesterday, and actually one of my girlfriends, she said, I see you writing your goals. That's so awesome. How's it going? Like, they're intrigued about it, especially me because I don't normally post things on Facebook.
Now,
So
what do
now
you
that they
think
see
that
me doing it,
what do you think that does for you?
um,
When they're
it
looking at you,
motivates
your
me.
friends are looking at you, right? She said, wow, you're posting your goals on Facebook. That's so awesome, right? What do you think
Right?
that does to you around with the whole rest of the group that she just said that? What does that do to you and your status in that group right there immediately?
I think it boosts me up a little bit. Well,
Absolutely,
not a little
right?
bit. It boosts me up a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
There you
It
go.
really
Because
does.
people start looking at, oh man, okay, so she's serious, right? She's a professional.
Right?
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And when they start coming to you and asking you for advice on, hey, well, how do I start writing my goals? What does that create? What are you creating now? Are you now a person of influence? And I haven't asked any of these questions, so I've got to stop trying to lead you because I know you don't have any idea what I'm going to say. But it creates you to be a person of influence, right?
Yes.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Is that monetizable?
It's awesome.
Okay, it is awesome. Can you monetize being a person of influence?
Yes.
Yes, you can,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Now, can you do a bunch of horrible things and still be a person of influence? I guess,
Influence
okay,
in a
not
bad
really,
way.
right? Let me,
Right. Only in
I
a
guess
bad
there is
way.
you could, right? But that's not what I'm really
Right.
going after. I'm going after, you can't keep hurting people, your friends. They're not going to,
Right.
you're not going to keep being a person of influence around your friends, right? So you've got to provide value. But I think in addition, when you're writing down your goals, they're seeing where you want to go. They're seeing what kind of friend they actually have and what their real dreams are. And it's inspiring to them. And that's what makes them look up to you. And it's going to make them want to, you may end up getting a deal where it's like, man, because they keep seeing this in your goals, it's going to start becoming just as real for them as it's starting to become for you. And you're going to have people start coming up to you going, hey, I want to get in on some of those deals that you're doing. I've got $100,000. And you're going to be like, I'm sorry, what now? Because okay, done. You know what I mean? And the reality is, it's perception. It's perception. And when you start believing that you are better than you are, you will become better, right? When we start acting like the person we want to become, we become that person. So step up, change your efforts. If the top, and I'm going to go ahead and mute you back out. Thank you so much. Do you have anything else you wanted to say?
Nope. That's it. Thank
Okay, I know you didn't even ask me to say that in the first place either, but and I wanted to get this. I wanted to bring her on because I wanted you guys to see real quick what I'm talking about when we talk about the goals. What I'm talking about when we talk about how they will impact your life and change your life and your life right around you too. The real life, not just the Facebook life or the Twitter life or Instagram, but your actual life. It will get better. I would love to know. I know we've got a bunch of people on, and I'm sure everybody's probably pretty much done now. But is there anybody on that's had experiences at home where people have noticed that you're doing your goals, but they've noticed that your attitude has changed, like just the way you look at life? I know if Michael is on here, he could give me that. He is on here. Now, the big question with Michael is he at work or not? So you're unmuted, Michael.
Hey, what's up, Pete?
Oh, it works. What?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm at home.
Okay, great. So how has it been going with you this week?
A little busy. It was my son's third birthday yesterday.
How'd that go?
That was great. Yeah, it went great. It was
Awesome.
beautiful, beautiful party. Went without a hitch. Beautiful. Me and my wife ran around hectic in the morning.
Right.
And we were actually kind of late to our own party, which is kind of embarrassing. But
That kind of always happens though, when you're as awesome as you guys are. because I know I'm awesome, and I feel like I'm always late to our parties. It just seems like that's the way it always goes. How, excuse me, man, how has this challenge and everything impacted your life, the journey to success, all this stuff? Because there's people on tonight that I can tell are new people. So how is it that it impacts you, and how does it impact your family life? Because that was one of the cool things from you.
Well, my family life is a lot better, a lot more stable. Just because my attitude is better. I'm not stressing my wife out with a negative attitude, more of a positive attitude. Like yesterday was a good example. We're running around, we're stressing out, and I'm in the car, and I say to my wife, I said, you know what? I started getting stressed. I started going back to an old habit, and I said, you know what? I'm going to just stop it, and I'm just going to stay positive. You know what? It's not going to solve anything. Let's just go and get it done. And we did, and we got it done. So I changed my attitude midstream.
Now,
So
is that something you would have done before?
no,
Would have been
absolutely
much
not.
harder, right?
I would have blew up.
How awesome is that for you to see that growth within yourself?
It's great. Um, you know, the one thing about this challenge that it's actually given me is two things: direction and confidence. Each day, I grow more and more in confidence, and that's the most important thing about this challenge. Is really I feel like there's more and more I can do each day. It's hard with my time, but you know what? I still go forward every day. Today was a great day. From the Thinking to Succeed group, Hector Rollebar, right? Me and him had lunch together today.
What?
Yeah, we went up and we met each other. We had lunch up in northern Jersey today, and
Okay.
we had about a 2-hour lunch. We talked about different things in real estate and different.
Well, I was going to
strategies.
tell you, you guys got to get on that because we want to open up the New Jersey area for doing deals out there. So we've got you and Hector out there, and Scott's willing to work with you guys. So you know what I mean? Like, let's jump on that and get that area popping and get some deals rolling. Because here's the thing: we're going to open up any area that we can right now until we start getting deals happening in areas, and then we're going to start focusing down on those areas. So, if
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, like, I'm trying to give you the opportunity. I'm not trying. I am giving you the opportunity. So it's what you do with it that is up to you.
And we're on it. And because of this challenge, we would have never met. That's another thing about this challenge is you meet people that you would never meet otherwise.
And those people that you meet want to change their life, right?
Correct. And we want to
awesome.
make our lives better. We want to move forward. So anybody on here, I mean, it's just the amount of people you meet with Pete and the amount of people that you meet with each other and inspire each other, and you never know who you're going to meet. So it's a great thing. So
That's right. Thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate
no problem,
your input,
buddy.
man.
Anytime.
All right, guys. If anybody else doesn't have any questions, we're going to go ahead and move past our Q&A part. I already took you guys through kind of our website. You've got the calendar, the webinars, the podcast. We've got a message line, 888-570-7464. You guys might have heard me say that before. The live call-in line is 760-931-1604. So tomorrow on the show, Investing Coast to Coast, that Monday shows are always about you, right? So we don't have any guests typically on Mondays. I mean, maybe once in a great while we'll have a guest, but I pretty much shut that down so that Mondays we're always talking about you guys, and you guys can call in, you can ask anything you want. And basically we just kind of have a round robin and we focus on mindset and things like that. And it's kind of rolling off a Sunday, and this is the beginning of the work week. So that's what we focus on. You can call in, you can leave a message on this line, or you can call in live to this line right here, 760-931-1604. You can hit the connect with us button. And then if you go from 10 to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday, all you have to do is go to our website and you can hit play right there on this. I mean, you could do it at any time. It's just going to take you to the stream for Bloomberg, right? But if you do it during those times, it'll take you to the stream for Bloomberg and you'll actually hear us. And then there is today's motivational video that we do every day. And then you've got today's radio show, and you download the book. That easy. All right. What's happening this week? Monday is we've got bird dogging opportunities with Scott Travis at night, 6 o'clock. All of our webinars always happen at 6 p.m. Pacific, and the radio shows always happen at 10 a.m. Pacific. Tuesday, Jillian Sidoti, our resident attorney, will be on. We're going to be talking all about securing money? How do you get money? How do you find money? She is our legal counsel on that. So she keeps the FCC, or I don't know. They make up all kinds of different numbers and stuff and fake stuff to throw me off. I know Ivan does that. But they'll be on there talking. That night, we're going to have Justin Velthoen on Experts Corner, and we're going to be talking all about SEO. We're going to be talking about websites, Podio, all kinds of stuff. So if you want to get better at building your brand, this is the webinar to get onto. Wednesday, I believe we're going to have David Fagan on from Icon Builder. It'll either be that or Thursday. And then Thursday or Wednesday, we're going to have a different guest on. I guess it isn't Omar and Candace. I thought it was, though, but Shannon was saying it was somebody different. So Thursday night, Ivan Oberon's Money Matters coaching call will be happening. And then Friday, we'll have Brian Ellis, and I believe we're going to be talking about notes on that day. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming up. If you guys are interested in acquisitions in Atlanta, I don't know when we're going to be doing that one again, though. So here we go. The bird dogging opportunities, you guys can check that out. There's our thing. There's our Tuesday one, and Ivan Oberon's Money Matters. And I actually got a green version of it, or a gold version of this, so it looks a little different now. Investing Coast to Coast, our 2 websites, that information. Successful People Read. You can also get this whole entire presentation here. You can get this at on slideshare.net. So if you go on slideshare.net and look up Pete Asmus, you can get all of my presentations I put up there for everything that I do a presentation on. So, which is only Journey to Success. On Tuesdays, I always have the people that are coming on do their presentations. So with that, we have gone way over time. Guys, thank you so much for being on tonight. Let me see if you guys wrote anything down. Kenneth, thank you so much, man. Holy cow, you've been on for a long time. You're having issues. No, you're doing good, man. Hector, Jersey. I hope Jersey's going to blow up. And then, wristbands. Yes, we do have wristbands. Thank you very much. RE Bankruptcy. I don't know who that is, but you can go to gomakesomethinghappen.com. Here, I'll show you that real quick. Oh, no, don't cancel this. Hold on. Cancel. No, what the? Hey, oh my gosh, that freaked me out. Okay. You can go to gomakesomethinghappen.com. I actually just told Shannon we've got to fix this and change it up a little bit, make it a little bit different. You can see here are a few videos talking about why we did them. Here's Haley's video on why she actually did her own video or her own thing. Put your information in there. Hit I've got $3 and you can go through. If you do not have $3, email me and I'll send you one for free. All right. This is honestly, I just started this because I wanted people to $3. It's not like we're looking to be rich off of them by any means. It just covers really the cost of making them. There's a few different versions of them. You can have the white out ones. You can have the blacked out ones. And then Haley made her own ones. I guess if I am selling something, I'm selling wristbands for $3. So there we go. She made her own that she's using for her charity. And so the $3 goes to paying for the wristband and then the extra $1 for these ones. And these ones I won't give away because they're hers. These ones are for her charity to go towards giving to kids. And if you really want to know where the money is going to go, then like I said, go on to YouTube. Here, let me do this. Go on to YouTube right here. And, okay, that's not what I meant. Go on to YouTube right here. And you can check out this webinar. And she basically talks all about her project that she wants to do and what she's going to do with the money. So if you want to know what we're looking to build and what we're looking to make with it, then that's where you can find that information. All right. What else do I got? Ronnie, Facebook. Salam. That's right. Roger Salam. There we go. That is how you say it. Thank you, Ronnie. I appreciate that. All right, guys. With that, I think we're good, man. Thank you so much. Giving lunch to someone awesome. That's a good hashtag. That's right. We were going to come up with hashtags for the lunch program, right? So we can give away a sack lunch to people. Did anybody else come up with a good hashtag for that? That might be a tad long, Jonathan. But I think maybe like lunch. God, What did I say in the beginning? I have to remember that. Lunch challenge. Oh, the lunch challenge. We could do the 21-day lunch challenge, right? And you give a lunch away for 21 days. I don't know. I want to do things that impact the world, though, right? That better the world, that make it better, our communities. And why not start with the place around us? Can you imagine if you started giving away lunches and then people saw you and they started giving away lunches and all of a sudden you're like feeding, you started this movement to feed people, man. It would just be awesome. So guys, go out today, make something happen, write down your goals, join the challenge, get involved, become somebody new, be willing to shatter who you are for who you want to become. Thank you so much and have a great night, guys. Without you, there is no us because you put the why in our success. Have a great day and go make something happen.